All right, it's what, June 9th, and I'm here with my guys, Andrew and Aaron, the Gateway Squad, to talk Strongest Badge 6 and basically just give a rundown of this event that's coming up next month in case anybody has any questions or doesn't understand the process or anything. I know people have been to tournaments before, so it should be no big deal, but we run things a little different round here. So what's going on, fellas? Anything new?
Nope.
Nothing new from me.
Boring.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, we are in Ballpark Village this year at the Live by Lowe's, which is the newest hotel in St. Louis, downtown. If you did come to Strongest Badge 5 in 21, the early weigh-ins were at that hotel, so you did get a glimpse of it at that point, but the venue was different. So if you just went to the tournament, then you saw patios, but if you were at the early weigh-ins, then you were at Live by Low. So it's a AAA 4-diamond hotel. It's completely fresh since it's just built in 2020. So you don't have the gold chandeliers and the old casino feel. It's all like white marble and stainless and whiskey bar, cigar room, that type of feel, all in the ballpark. And if you're not familiar with Ballpark Village, it's a pretty sweet spot. You guys been down there before?
Oh yeah.
Only a few times myself.
Yeah, so it's basically like where everything's just at downtown, I guess, is what you would say, right? Like,
yeah, that's the best part of downtown, I think.
It's built in kind of to the ballpark or whatnot. So I'm gonna kind of pull it up, just like what you see on the website would be. On the website, even right there is the hotel that you're staying at. So you could see it right here, right next to the stadium. You're right across from it. Half the rooms you'll be looking into the stadium pretty much. And then there's like just a whole bunch of bars and restaurants and different things to do. So like just checking out the places to eat and drink that are just there within the little plaza. It's it's just kind of crazy. You got all different, pretty much anything you want to do. There's a gym. There's it's just a lot of nightlife, and you don't really have to go anywhere. So it's a pretty cool place to be at, flat out. And off tops, you got something, Andrew?
Well, is the event in its own special room, or?
Yeah, it's in the ballroom. So basically, like Worlds or Nationals was when they did it. It's just in a ballroom in the back, and it's right there. So, did you do early weigh-ins at Strongest Badge 5, or did you witness
I did not. Nope.
Okay.
I was fat.
Well, if you did out there where they were at, there was like a wall of windows where we were weighing in at, and that basically is where the stage is on the other side. So right up that hallway right there is a big room. It's like a 5,000 square foot room that it'll have the setup in there, and then it's real close to walking outside to that Bullock, which is what they call it. It's the Bullock. It's like a rooftop bar, and you'll have access to that the whole time as well. So
it's not very far to eat or get something to drink.
No, it's right there. And they'll have food and drinks and everything at the hotel. If you stay at the hotel, there'll be an actual certain spot of seating that you'll have. We're going to call them green seats because you'll have a bracelet that you will have access to that, and that'll give you table service during the event. So actually in that ballroom during the event, if you're in those seats or the VIP seats, you'll actually have a bartender or a server coming out that would actually bring you drinks or food if you needed it. You don't even have to get up and go, so that's pretty sweet.
Nice.
What's the parking situation like, especially if there's overflow?
Good question.
Yeah, so parking is going to cost some money because you're downtown, so everything parks. But because it's Ballpark Village and it's right there, the main lot is pretty much connected to the hotel. So if you're staying at the hotel, I think it's $20 a night on discount. If not, it's $30 a night. There's really nowhere else to go. I'm not sure.
No, that's about all you're going to get.
Yeah, but you don't really have to leave or go anywhere else. And if you're not staying all night, you don't have to pay the full amount. They will, if you're just in and out, you can get your parking validated too. Like, so if you're at the bar and you're eating something, I think you can validate it and get the parking for free when you leave. So there's ways to get around that. But if you're staying there, it's gonna cost you $20. But it should be 30.
Not too bad.
Is
But
there
it's
enough
right
to
there.
accommodate, I don't know, say 300 people show up? Let's say it's 200 cars. Is there enough space to accommodate that?
Oh yeah, man. They got a parking garage that's like 9 floors, and then there's a whole outside section, and there's even like a lot where they put the buses, when they come in.
What the damn ballpark uses, isn't it?
Yeah, you're down next to the stadium, so I mean, we're not going to have more people than they can park, and they got 50,000 people coming down there. So just in that one parking garage, even you're not going to fill that up. So
nice.
Yeah, parking's pretty sweet, and obviously, I mean, right off tops, the tournament's helping out Backstoppers, which I don't know if I mean, obviously everybody's not going to be familiar with it because it's a local organization, but the Backstoppers helps out cops and firefighters and EMS and first responders, basically that lose their lives in the line of duty. So they come through if something was to go drastically wrong with one of these guys. They go in and take care of the family. They write them a check right off tops for $10,000 just to help cover what's going on, and then after that they send people in to help like make sure that they get out of debt and that they're debt free, and they pay off the house that they're in, and then they try to help get the kids through school and college, and basically just take care of them where the first responder is not able to do it anymore. So they're helping out currently like almost 100 families, and they have like 70 dependent children in there. They've supported over 180 families since they started in 1959, and like annually they're putting out like $2.5 million. So it's a great organization. I have a lot of family and friends in police and firefighters, so it means something to me. It's how we started it. I mean, strongest badge is basically that's what it was to see who had the stronger badge, right? The cops or the firefighters? Was it Team Red or Team Blue? I think over the years we figured out in arm wrestling that it's a Team Blue sport. Most of the I mean, I don't know. There's a couple. You got Mike Aiello, I guess, the big firefighter, but you got Dave Chafee's a cop, and Blake Perry's come and proven himself. Eli Broward is a police officer. Kevin Palko's a police officer. So you start throwing some of these guys in, I can't even find firefighters for them anymore. So
right.
I'd have to say it's Blues winning.
Just your quantity of.
Well, when you just look at the high level, right? At the higher, when I say high level, as in the actual level of people that are in arm wrestling and compete, it seems like there's just more cops at that situation than firefighters.
Yeah.
As far as just getting the random person to arm wrestle, it's easier to get a firefighter to do it.
Really?
Yeah, like if you were just going to get them to come up onto the table. But it's like the firefighters that I can get, they'll all jump in and do it. But the police officers that I get actually train arm wrestling, and it's like it turns out to not be a match. I think Eli Broward had a match the first time at like Strongest Badge 3 that was a cop match, and it's like he shouldn't have been up there,
Right.
So,
what about him versus Kent?
I've tried something like that. I think we were trying to do somebody down in Tennessee was an officer, like a 220, the number 1 220 in Tennessee, and didn't want the match, I guess, because he was 280 and they wanted somebody closer to his size. So he would have smashed him because Kent's so green, but he's going to be all right. He'll do the amateurs. I wish I could find a way to maybe put him in as like you could represent red or blue off tops, and I can count it up. But either way,
wish we could get him something.
Yeah, all the proceeds go to Backstopper. So when we're selling all these T-shirts and we do the raffles and the auctions and all that, all that money is going directly to the backstoppers, and we write them a check after the event every year. So it is awesome helping them out, and a pretty cool organization to be a part of. They've always helped us out as well. So,
Are you doing raffles? You got a table or anything this year?
yeah, Legacy Tables is sponsoring a table in for that raffle. Steve Baldwin that makes Legacy Tables up north. And then we'll have a few items as well. I think we're still collecting that, but I do know that Ammo Can Threads has donated an autographed football helmet. It's one of the Vikings players, one of the better guys. I can't remember the name off top. You'll have to come to find out, but there's that. And, there'll be some other items that we could do for a silent auction as well, and then we'll do a 50-50. So just
you looking for sports stuff, I guess?
Yeah, anything, man. If you got anything that's
yeah, I guess I'll dig something up. I'll donate to you.
Awesome. So we'll have a few more things coming from Andrew Quady himself. So
you bet.
We got that going too. So basically, and this is a little different than most tournaments. Everybody needs to fill out an online waiver at this event. So, I mean, at every event you go in and you're filling out a waiver, right, when you get there. So it's not new to have filled out a waiver. But here you're just having to do it online. First and foremost, it stops from having to read your handwriting. Most of the time, people just scribble that down real quick. They're not trying to write it. And now the names are typed in wrong and people are reading them wrong. And the whole tournament just gets just a little less. This makes it a little cleaner. You could type your own name in, and then what that does is that enters it into the system so that we can then register and weigh in and put you in the classes that you need to. So it's really important to fill out this waiver in advance because we only have one kiosk at the event, which is just a tablet. So, I mean, it's not that big a deal if you have to fill it out, but there is a separate line for that, and then you would have to then get in the line after that. After you filled out the waiver. So if you already have the waiver filled in, you could just go directly into the line, and it just makes the whole transaction a little bit smoother. So,
and where do they go to fill that out?
It's on the website as the waiver. So it's just strongestbadge.com/waiver, but there's a link on strongestbadge.com, which is where I'm at pretty much here to get everything. So I always update this website before anything else. So if you ever wanted to know what was going on for real with the tournament, it's going to be on the website before anything else. So this is always updated. It should always be correct. If it's not, let me know. But
did you put a link in the description or anything?
Yeah, there'll be links for every single piece of this in the description, since that's what this is about. So.
Cool.
Yeah, and Bo mentioned that the Cardinals are in Chicago that weekend. That's a big thing. I actually have to wait for the Cardinals schedule every year to put it out. That's why I can't give you a date for next year until the Cardinal schedule comes out, because if they were to be in town, I don't have the access to these venues and to everything down here, because pretty much downtown shuts down for the Cardinals because they have to supply 50,000 people with parking and restaurants and rooms and whatnot, and they're going to get that money regardless. So they don't worry about little old me in those times. So what I do is wait for the Cardinals to turn around and take off somewhere else, and that's that. But they are doing a live show down there at the Bally's at Ballpark Village, because the Cubs are they're at the Cubs in Chicago. So hopefully we're going to get Fox Sports Midwest to send one of their cameras up, and we'll get a little plug on their live show.
That'd be sick.
Man,
so
that'd be sick.
That's in the works and actually should be able to happen. So that'll be a cool little plug as well.
Oh man, that's big. That's big.
So the one big change, I guess, this year from last is that I split it up into 2 days, and I'm doing the main card on Friday night. And the biggest reason for this was I almost just cut the super matches off completely, because I had them splitting up the card, the amateurs and the pros, and what it turned out was it just made the event seem a lot longer than it was actually running, because the super matches took maybe 2 hours in the middle. So I'm running a tournament for a couple hours, and then doing a couple hours of super matches and then running a tournament again for a few hours, all of a sudden it's a 7, 8, 9 hour tournament when really it was only a 5 or 6 hour tournament, you know?
For the super matches, is there going to be an early weigh-in Thursday, or how's that going to work?
So if anybody in the matches is solely weighing in for their super match, then they will be able to weigh in on a Thursday night slot. I don't know if anybody's even fallen into that category because most people are still pulling the tournament, and that Thursday night slot wouldn't count for the tournament. However, I am offering a 12 noon to 1 p.m. slot on Friday. That way I can accommodate both of those people a little bit more. So it's giving everybody else a little extra time if they wanted to come in early and weigh in at noon. But it's also giving those guys that have to pull Friday night a chance to still make weight for the event and for their match as well, and not have to screw that up and be really, really close to time. But I couldn't let them weigh in on Thursday night and then enter the event because I feel like it's giving them an advantage into the tournament over everybody else. So everybody in the tournament needs to be on the same playing field, you know.
Are all the super match guys pulling in weight classes?
They all have weight caps.
Weight limits? Weight caps?
They all have weight caps, but they're not necessarily reflective of the classes that we're running.
Okay. Let's talk about the super matches.
Yeah, so we got Tim Lewis and Lincoln Munger to open things up. And obviously everybody knows Tim Lewis because he pulls every weekend, right?
Yep.
I mean,
yeah,
really,
he's crazy.
Aaron, you're an MMA guy, right? I mean, he is like, what is it? Was it Jeremy Horn? Wasn't that guy that had like 100 fights?
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the Jeremy Horn of arm wrestling, right? Like he's got to have the record of 580.
Yeah, he's definitely had the most super matches of anybody, or pulling activity of anybody.
Yeah, so
There's
Lincoln
no
actually
doubt
called
about
him
it.
out and wanted Tim, just kind of saying, hey, if he was coming, I wouldn't mind taking that match. And it turned out that Tim did reach out to me and was looking for something. And
I'm unfamiliar with Lincoln. What's his style?
Yeah, so he says he's going to hook him. He says he's going to jump in and hook Tim Lewis. He is Austin Jaggers' manager.
Yeah, I know the name. I know it from Facebook for sure, but I'm not familiar with him arm wrestling.
Yeah, so I'm not real familiar either, right, with him, how he pulls, or much about him. I know him from talking to him about Austin, right, and for Austin, and it just came about. So he's trying to
What's
be
his
known.
weight?
It's 210, but I think that this match is actually a 205. So I guess it's 205. And
205.
Yeah,
Does Tim think it's a good match?
Tim doesn't know anything about him either, really. He just took the match because
I don't think Tim cares.
Give me a
Money to
name.
match.
Give me a name.
Yeah, no, they got some money on it. They got a couple $100 on it, and
Tim doesn't even know him and going to put a couple $100 on it. He's crazy.
yeah, Tim's a gamer, man. He's a gamer.
He's something else. Yeah, that's some courage.
So then we got our own Oscar Anderson stepping up to finally face somebody his own size.
Right.
In Joel Cagle, one of the Psycho Arm Sports guys.
Love it. That's going to be good.
This one's going to energize the crowd, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Oscar and Joel both have a bunch of energy inside, and Joel was asking for a war. I think he could get it with Oscar.
So he chose the right guy.
Oscar's been kind of shelved for a while. You haven't seen him, but he's been training now that he's got something to train for. He's excited. He's ready to go. I'm sure Joel is too. He just had that big round robin he was involved in. So,
dude, that's gonna be a good match because if Oscar would have never stopped, maybe go back a year and a half, I think he'd beat Joel pretty easily. But the fact that he's been off a little bit and Joel's been, been at it, I think it'll be close, real close.
Should be good. I think a lot of people are giving Joel the edge, but I think they haven't seen Oscar or
right. Yeah, that's understandable.
Because Oscar, he's got a lot of questionable losses, especially when he was pulling, all the different classes. So
yeah, but Joel does hook. I believe I'm trying to remember some of his matches, but
he's explosive, man, and he's versatile. So he'll be able to switch it up, and it's definitely going to be interesting. Anybody that comes out of that psycho camp, man, you got to be
yeah. Oh, I love it. That's going to be a good one. I look forward to that.
Yeah, if it's left-handed, I will say Oscar's very hard to top roll left-handed, so I don't know if that versatility will play in anything if it goes into a hook.
Yeah, we're gonna find
he is
out,
hard
right?
to top roll.
He's going to try to top roll him for sure. He's got to. Everybody tries to top roll Oscar, I would think. We'll
He's
see.
even good though without his hands.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, it'll be good. That'll be real good.
Then we got Cagle Velasco coming all the way from California to take on the quickly rising and very strong Sam Taylor. Ranked number 8 right now.
Oh,
for me, that's a tough ask for Caleb.
What a match.
Yeah, and Caleb knows that. Sam got the best of him the last time, so he knows what he's up for. He feels that he could come in. He's up for the challenge. I know Sam's getting better too, so Caleb definitely has a big mountain to climb. But I tell you what, he's a gamer, and he is exciting to watch. So it's really cool to get some of these California guys over and just have them on the card, because we don't really get a lot of the West Coast guys coming this far.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's coming a long way. That's awesome. No, Sam is the favorite for sure, but I know that dude, he can pull some shit out for sure, and he's got a lot of heart. That'll be a good one. Real good. Love it.
It will, and it's also going to make that bracket interesting as well, because Caleb makes a tough match for a lot of people.
A lot of people. Yeah. No, that's a good one. That's a great style matchup too. Those two, Sam and Caleb. I love that.
I see Caleb hitting for that post top roll, and I see Sam just driving that shoulder forward.
Yeah, I do too. But Caleb can hang there for a while. I think he'll put up a good fight. I mean, I think that'll be a good one.
Yeah, the problem for Caleb is Sam's hook into a shoulder roll press is nasty.
Yeah, and he can top roll too.
Yeah, that's a tough ask. I mean, Sam almost got the better of Kevin. So.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's an uphill battle for him, but man, that'll be good. That'll be exciting.
Sam did get Kevin
no matter what.
at Nats IFA.
There you go.
Yeah, he got 5th at that round robin too, and I couldn't have got 15th at that fucking thing. Jesus.
No shit.
Yeah, dude.
So
that was deep.
After that, we got Cody VandeWeerd coming also from Psycho Arm Sports to take on Cole Kasper, who has recently gone from 55 to 72 and is still super competitive. Actually ranked number 11 in the country right now. So this is definitely a power match. Cody more known for his hook and endurance that way. Cole Kasper has just a real high side pressure style, it seems.
Yeah, I like it.
Cole actually asked for Cody, so I think he wants that power match, and that's what he's looking for. So
I think that's
interesting.
That's a competitive
good one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Cody's hard to top roll. They'll probably hook every match. That'll be good.
Yeah, and
That'll be
Cody
good,
knows he's in for a match. He knows he's the underdog, and it's only making him train harder. So
who's the underdog?
Cody knows he's the underdog coming in.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's making him train harder and come in tough. I mean, all those guys come in to fight, so I'm really interested to see that as well and see how that plays out.
That'll be good, man. These are good. These are real good.
And that's a 172 match. After that, we got Billy Kruep, Gateway, and he gets Scott Wynn coming all the way from California as well.
Are we sure
Caleb.
about that?
Yeah, I know Scott has some problems. Posted that crap about his elbow, but I mean he's had them problems. He knows about them problems. He plans on being good by then, and he's just gonna rest it up and be all right. I mean he's been doing this a long time, so.
Just didn't know if you talked to him or not.
Yeah, no, I have Andrew step in.
I have not directly talked to him.
An hour and a half ago.
Yeah, no, I haven't directly talked to him, but I do know that he would have told me if there was an issue. So he'll be fine, or he will end up talking to me at some point.
He better be 100 for Billy.
He's probably going to need it, but I tell you what, man, Scott Wynn has got a really, really strong hand, and I don't know if people don't realize that or just underestimate it, but his
I've never
hand's
pulled him
iron,
out.
man.
Yeah.
Speaking of Andrew Quaid pulling, are you pulling strongest badge?
Aaron, we've been through this. I'm not even going to be there.
Oh, shoot. Good point. You might have been through that with other people, but not me.
Okay, maybe you weren't a part of it. Anyway.
So, yeah, that should be interesting. Scott's one of those guys that thinks the strap's a handicap. So, Billy's not one to really run from the strap, or run for the strap, right? So, I could see them both hanging on.
Oh yeah, that'll be a good hand battle for the first round or two until they get pumped up.
That's weird because I feel like Billy is just better in the strap. But
it's not to say it won't go there. It's just not that Billy is professional slipping a lot, right?
Oh, that'll be a straps because neither one of them is stronger than the other one without the strap to just grab and go to the pad. It ain't gonna happen. No way. Not in the first couple rounds anyway.
Well, I tell you what, they're both going to be gripped onto each other. Then it's going to be a tough slip.
It'll be a tough slip. It'll hurt.
It'll be a painful one.
That'll be a hurt. That's why Scott's fucking elbows like that. All them nasty hanging on and then slipping with all that max pressure. Damn.
So then we got another gateway guy in Mirzad Kablić. And he's really climbing a mountain. His
name?
I believe so, but I could be wrong.
I thought it was Kablić.
Yeah, maybe. We'll have to ask him.
You're probably
I've asked
right.
him many a times. I just can't remember.
Okay.
Bo Oleson.
Anyway. Man.
Yep. The gateway killer, right?
Yeah.
Bo Oleson's like 9-0 against gateway at strongest badge. So.
Mirzad's got his hands so full, but
yes,
I like
he does.
But I like it a lot. I really do.
He does. And Bo says he's coming in as strong as he's ever been.
Oh, shit.
And that's 35 years of pulling. So.
My boy better train good, man.
Yeah.
I like it, though. I like it.
It should be exciting. It's a good go ahead.
Yeah. I think if it stops, Mirzad's a threat. Yeah. The problem is Bo's head is so nasty. I don't know if it actually stops.
So much energy with Bo, man, on the table. I love having him on the card. Love having him involved.
Mirzad's got a lot of energy too.
Yeah, and he's definitely going to come in ready. He knows he's got a big task in front of him, so he'll be ready. We'll just see if he can gain enough ground to give him a match. Right, Bo's been doing this a long time.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember Bo's endurance because Mirzad's got pretty decent endurance. I don't remember Bo having a long match.
From what I hear, man, Bo just goes and goes. So like from the beginning of practice till the end of the practice, he's always iron. So, and he says Bo himself said that he's never felt as strong as he is now. So Mirzad's gonna get the best Bo. I hope Bo gets the best Mirzad, and we see some fireworks. It's 242, so we'll see. After that,
let's do it. I'm looking forward to it. What else?
You got his teammate, Psycho Arm Sports, Jake Houston, against Kevin Palko.
Houston and Palko.
Yeah, and this one's at 165. So,
Mm.
yeah, they're not cutting down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Palko can come in nice and fat.
Yeah, if you want to call it that, it'll be.
Well, you know what I mean.
I know.
He ain't cut. Yeah.
What are their respective weight classes? 154 and 172?
I mean, Jake's really a 154 guy, too. He just ran into those issues, so cutting weight's not the best thing for him to be doing. This is just avoiding cutting weight. He could make 54. I believe right now they got him ranked at 72. I mean, he's competitive there anyway. It's probably where he will stay for now.
Yeah, I thought he was 180 actually.
Yeah, but I mean, like so for Armfighter in the rankings, he's ranked 172. In the hook, he'll probably go 155, I would assume. So,
okay.
But I don't know about all that noise. What I know is that Jake's coming in super hungry, really wants a piece of Palko. I had a chance at that number 1 spot there for a second, but that round robin kind of threw a wrench into that. So. Right now, Kevin Palko's still ranked number 5, though.
That's pretty damn high.
Yeah, I mean, and he's
pretty
solid.
Damn high.
So
54 is as deep right now as maybe as I've ever seen. I mean, like just since I've been really paying attention to rankings, the past 5 years or so, it's deep.
Yeah, it should be a good one. And then both of those guys, you'll probably see them in the 72 class, I would assume, in the tournament, as long as they're feeling all right afterwards. But that could be a war. Bo says Jake's feeling really, really good right now. Kevin's always a gamer, so and he's getting to come in heavier, which he doesn't normally do. So we should see, and that should be good.
Is Cole going to pull 172 in the tournament?
Yeah, I would assume. That's what the super match is.
That's getting thick right there, that class.
Yeah, because our the next matched up right now, the right now main event, although I might have one more on tap, is Dalton, Duncan, and Austin Tevis. So what happened was Dustin Hyatt won the East vs. West finals and is headed over to a different show over there, and risk reward type scenario means he probably shouldn't take this match and ended up retracting, I guess you could say, right? So it left us to figure out what was going on, and weighing all the options and seeing what happened, we decided to look out and see if anybody wanted to take the match. Austin wanted to put some money out, see if anybody wanted it. Duncan seemed to want the smoke, so he jumped in. They're both putting $1,000 on this match, so there's $2,000 in the pot, which is freaking crazy to me, but that's how they roll. Austin is ranked number 2. Dalton,
these confident motherfuckers,
right? And Dalton's not even ranked right now, but how dangerous is this guy, right? He's just not been pulling. And you're talking about a guy that. No, but he just beat Dustin. He beat Dustin at strongest. All right, go back to the last strongest badge. I don't know if it was his last tournament, but it's the last one I'm going. Right.
That's 2 years ago.
Okay.
Austin wasn't even around then.
No, but he beats Billy in a super match, right? 3-0. Turns around, gets into that bracket, which had like 9 of the top 15 in the country in a bracket. Goes through the entire bracket and wins gold. After the super match, beats Dusty in that tournament, beat Greg Allen in that tournament, beat everybody because he took gold, right? And people, I think, forget about that because he's not ranked and think like, man, he was ridiculously impressive, and he's definitely dangerous, right? Hell, he was holding up Brent in those overalls. So,
dude, I totally agree. But is that guy going to show up? It's been 2 years. I haven't seen him at tournaments lately. Have you?
Oh, I haven't, but I think he did just pull somewhere, and he definitely, he knows what he's getting into. You haven't pulled in a while either. If you got 7 weeks to get ready for a match, you going to be all right?
Against Tevis?
He's been active.
I don't know.
He's just had family in the way. Billy's not active all the time, and he pops in and shows up, So.
I agree. I know. No, I'm not saying it's impossible or whatever.
No, it definitely could mean something. And I tell you what, Austin is a freaking monster, right? So
he's at the top. I mean, he's as strong as he's ever been or going to be because he's active, he's training, and he travels around and he pulls all the best guys. And I'm not saying Dalton didn't do that, but it's been 2 years or at least a year since I think he's been real active. I know he's got
a good team down there, though, man.
Definitely. Oh yeah. No, he can get there. That's obviously if he's putting up 1,000, he's pretty confident.
Right. So
obviously. So yeah.
That should definitely be exciting. As of right now, that's the main event.
Yeah, I just hope that goes to straps.
That's a nasty match, dude.
Yep.
That's a nasty match. Dalton can get back even close to where he was. That's a nasty match for sure.
Yeah, so that's going to wrap up that card, right? So all that will happen on Friday night.
Rockers?
Rockers, we're still possibly able to work something out, but nope. Right now, nothing's going on, and I don't know if we're even going to do it at 210. We may do something heavier, or maybe he's just going to show up and pull the tournament. We'll see. But right now, we have not locked anything up for him. But this card goes on Friday night at 8 p.m., right? And that'll be following the ref seminar that I am doing. So what that means is that you could come in and go through the seminar where they basically go through all the rules. You could test out to see kind of how the test goes and just learn what's going on with the rules. And if you want to, you can then test for your USAA certification to actually get certified to be a referee if you feel confident in that or you just decide you want to do it. You can just go to the seminar and not test out, so you don't have to take the test. But it is available if you want.
Does it cost anything?
I think the test, it might cost $20 or something to actually take the certification test. I should verify that with Leonard. I'm pretty sure it's $20. And
I think so.
That would go for you. But you don't have to pay that if you're not trying to test out and actually get certified.
Yeah, you can just spectate the seminar for free.
And if you're there and you're not doing anything, I mean, I'd highly suggest it if you've never done it to do it. If you're a puller, because a lot of people don't really understand the rules.
Everybody should do it at least once. I mean,
yeah, it's good to know and get into it. Yeah, and if you have the questions, you can ask them and get the one-on-one right then. And we got 3 international master referees there, as well as advanced seniors. So
Who you got?
We got Leonard, Harkless, Sean Hancock, Keith Michelle. Those are your top 3 and your internationals. And then Pat Barry, Rance Clayton, and John Peters and Bo Edgar. So
nice.
You got quite a good lineup there. You got 3 internationals, 2 advanced. You know what I mean? We can move them around quite a bit if we need to. I'm pretty sure Leonard will be doing the main card for the most part. I've been kind of asking the guys who they want or who they would prefer, and it seems to be going to Leonard. So I would give each match kind of their option as long as they were available. But I would definitely do the referee seminar if you have any interest in becoming a referee, or if you're a puller and you just want to know a little bit more about what's really going on. It does help to know the rules when you're pulling.
Oh, yeah.
Be surprised how many you think you know and you actually don't. So.
Well, there could be one rule you don't know, that's something that doesn't hardly ever come up, and that could mean the difference in you going home early or whatever.
Yep, you only get 2 losses, right?
You drive all that way, you train all that time, you eat all the good food, you take all the shit, you buy all the handles, and then you get there and don't know one rule. Ruins your whole day. So I've seen
it know it wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, basically what is it? It's the 9th of June, so we only got 11 more days, I guess, basically, of the room discount for the block. And that it's really important, and I hope people realize the discount that they're getting on this room, because it's like over 50%. And I know that it's expensive for a room. When you see 155, you think, oh, man, it should only be $100 or $80. But, man, you are downtown St. Louis in the middle of what's going on. So if you're not from St. Louis and you're out of town, you don't understand that. And if you're looking at the map, you might go in and say, okay, here's where we're at. This is where the hotel is. It's 155. And like, oh, well, I can just go 2 miles across the river, and it's only, $58 or $68. And it's true. It's true. It's probably, and after taxes, it might be 80 or 90, not 68. But
plus you might drive.
But you might not come back, or you might not. You might
not want to stay across the river.
You may never get there.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little different. You're already in St. Louis. It's not the best thing in the world. I mean, the things that you hear aren't all rumors, right? But East St. Louis over there is a little different because at least where you're at, you're in everything's going on down here. So if you're parking in the garage, everything's secured, and it's different than going across the river and staying in a trailer park like motel over in Sauget or East St. Louis. And I just wouldn't suggest it to save $20 or $30.
Yeah, I'll put a stamp on it. Don't stay in East St. Louis.
Don't stay in East St. Louis.
And then if you head anywhere else, you might go up like the Sunset Hills. Now you're talking 20 minutes away, 15, 20 minutes just to save the $20, $30. You're going to end up either paying that to Uber out, or if you're driving, you may pay half of that in gas. Just stay on the block.
With somebody. Two guys in a room. That's only
it's not that bad. Normally they're like $300 to $350 for these rooms. If the Cardinals were in town, they could be more than that sometimes. But I think it's $369 as soon as the block ends, which is right now $155 for the regular room. And you can upgrade if you want. I mean, they have balcony rooms if you want your own balcony or suite, and you can get discounts on that too. I think the balcony room is only $269 with the discount, and that room's normally like $500 or something. So it's definitely worth it to get a room at the place, and everything's there too. So the biggest thing about that is that the main card's at the venue there, hopefully on that bullock on the deck. That's the plan, but I'm not sure if I can get it yet. But that's what I'm working on, and then after that, obviously you have the tournament the next morning, right? So staying there is great, and then you have the after pull, which will have at least 7 tables, maybe up to 10, because we are auctioning them off, and I don't know how long those tables are going to stay there, but at least 7 that are up all the time with the entire ballroom. They won't kick us out afterwards, so they're keeping that. We have access to the bullock afterwards, so there'll be at least 3 tables out there as well where the bar's open all night. We can get served all night. Party goes on, right? And if you don't want to pull, you could still take off. I mean, there's 9, 10, 11 other places you could go right there within walking distance. So if you want to get out, catch something else, or take off with your family or whatever's going on, I mean, it's just the whole experience is going to be a little better, not be rushed off the stage. You're not going to be rushed out to where, the tournament's over, now everybody's gone and there's no tables to pull on. Nope, tables are coming up. I'm not breaking down my tables until the next morning. So let's have a good time on Saturday night. We could pull all night. We could talk to everybody around there. We're going to have people from all over the place that are hanging out, so it should be just a great time. I feel so many times we're rushed out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a great time.
So that's a big thing. Again, only 11 days left. I think 6/20. So June 20th is the last day you can get that block discount, and there's really nothing I can do about that. I can't extend that out. All I can say is that if you think you're going to stay, you're not sure, you can book the room. You're not getting charged for the room when you book it. You would just need to cancel that room within 48 hours of your check-in time, I believe, and to not get charged anything. And you want to verify that when you book, because there is some kind of limit in there, but you could definitely cancel within
usually
like a week or
48
two.
hours.
Yeah. And then not get charged at all. So if you think you're going to go, but you're not sure, it may be worth it to book the block.
Yeah, it won't cost you anything.
Just to save the money, because you're going to save a couple $100 for sure if you're staying a couple nights. So
You can always change your mind if you have to change your mind.
Yeah, and it's an awesome hotel too. It's beautiful, and also if you stay, and you're there during, so you'll get special seating during the event, like I said, and also $2 off domestic bottles. You get 20% off all your food orders and your non-alcoholic drinks. You get cocktail specials, and then they also discount that overnight parking from $30 to $20. And then you get free Wi-Fi, in your room as well. So there are some perks to staying in there, even during the event, that'll help. I think the table service and the seating is one thing for sure, because I don't know if any of the events that I've been to that are in a ballroom like that actually have waitresses that come in. I've never seen that, so that's something a little different.
That's awesome.
For sure.
Man, that sounds great.
Yeah, and during that same time, up until the 20th, you can save 20% if you register early, too. So you don't have to register early, but you can register early and save the money, which you might just want to do. If you know you're going, you might as well save it. 20% brings it down to 40. I know people don't like the $50 ticket, but this venue is freaking expensive. I've never had to pay for a venue before. And to be fair, Strongest Badge 1 was $30 an entry. People thought that was high at the time because it was a fundraiser, and I do things a little different. That was in 2017, and since then, everything else in the world has tripled. So I haven't even doubled it. I think going from 50 to 30 in these last 6 years is not crazy. And I promise that I'm putting everything back into this event. This is not like a cash grab of any sort. The money that's coming from here, it's why the event is what it is. And I tell you what, paying for the venue at first I wasn't excited about it, but I tell you what, having a venue you pay for, they work for you a little different than these venues that don't.
Yeah.
So there is some bonuses to it. And the biggest thing is that I'm not going to be rushed in and out. Normally I am so rushed setting up, so rushed trying to break down to get off, that I am stressed to the max. And I think having the extra time is going to let me be less stressed. The event's just going to run smoother, and it's going to be a lot better experience all around. So hopefully I've worked out all the kinks that we've had in the last 5, and this is definitely going to be the best one I've done. I just hope there's all the kinks are pretty much worked out.
You're gonna have the TVs with the brackets, right?
Yeah, so I'll have a pit screen, same pit screen. Obviously, we're gonna upgrade it a little bit because we have to. That's what we do. But we will have one pit screen in what I'm gonna have one entry pit onto the stage, right? Now I know at patios last time we were able to put that pit screen throughout the bar. I don't have that access obviously because they don't have the same set up with all the TVs. However, I have worked it out to where the pit screen will be accessible mobilely, so everybody will have a way to get to the pit screen from their phone. So even if you're in the audience and you're watching what's going on, you'll be able to follow what's going on the stage, know who's on the tables, and know who's coming up on the tables, and be able to see what's going on. And that'll work even at home. So
that's so awesome.
Yeah. Branched off of that, actually, on the live stream, which will run on armfighter.com as well, I'm going to be able to pull that up on the live stream. So as the live stream's covering the tables, you'll be able to see the names of the people that are up on the tables as they're pulling. So that should be a pretty cool addition to the live stream for the people that aren't in the house. And then the people that are there can pull it up on their phones and see it as well. It's a pretty big deal because when you're watching the event, a lot of times you know one of the guys but not the other guy. And now you get to know everybody and kind of put a name to a face. So definitely working on some things there to make it, a little more intuitive, I guess, or user-friendly, right? I don't have an actual shirt made because they aren't in production yet, but the shirt is on the screen now. I'll put it up there.
Nice.
Just another design. A little different than normal, kind of that old school vintage look. But those do benefit backstoppers when you get them. If you pre-order them, you can get them for $20. And there will be 25 at the venue if you've got a weird size, you need to pre-order. We'll have a bunch of them at the venue, but I would suggest pre-ordering if you did need a strange size or something like that. So, other than that, 217's coming. So they will be taking some good pictures of you. I'm giving him full control, so he might not get every single match. We are running the live stream for that, so if you need the matches recorded, they're going to be there. He will be out there to do, the artistic look or whatnot and kind of do whatever he wants.
How many tables you running?
3 tables. They are going to be combat arms sports tables. Say that again?
Brad can get to all of them at once? Like he can move from one to one? Obviously.
Hey, as good as he does for 3 tables, so he'll probably pick and choose and does what he wants.
They're all on the same stage.
Right.
Yeah, okay. They're right there. It's just like normal.
Who's doing the live stream?
Armfighter.
Who's running it though?
Yeah, that'll be me basically running it. I know Tim will do some of the announcing on there. I'll probably have it doing some of the mic work. Tim Smith.
Right.
And also the stream work. So I think Robert Kelly's going to come in too. I might have a little assistance from him. And, we'll probably filter in different people to take over on the mic as well. But Tim's going to be my main mic guy.
Awesome.
You have a camera on each table?
Yep, 1 camera on every table. And then, like I said, the pit screen viewable, or at least the names viewable on the screen. So they'll be able to announce it better, and then the people watching will be able to see what's going on as well. On the side of that, it is set up normal, where the main admin table is in front of the stage. VIP tables are directly behind that. The green seats are behind that, and then there'll be chairs set up towards the back. But there will be on either side 2 film lanes set up that'll be maybe about 20 to 30 square feet apiece. But just little flip film lanes, so if people do want to come up and record their matches, or they want to record their significant other's matches or their buddy's match or whatever it is on their cell phone or camera, they'll be able to run up and have some type of access to be able to get a decent picture of what's going on without interrupting the views of the people that paid for the VIP seats and getting in front of any of the live stream cameras or in the way of the event itself and what's going on. So I will have that set up on both sides to where one side would be able to get table 1 and 2 and the other side would be able to get table 2 and 3. So if you do need to get pictures, there's somewhere for you to go, but I'm going to ask you not to get in front or it's going to get hairy, right?
Right. Lay down the law. You're gonna have a PA so you can announce.
Yeah, there'll be a speaker and some mic just like normal that will just be able to let people know. And the good thing is with the pit screen is it'll be more of probably a relaxed announcing. I won't have to sit there and call on decks all the time. It's not a constant on deck and who's next and on deck and who's next, because the pit screen runs that for the most part. So people are pretty much going on. You can say what's going on the screen, but it should be a lot less chitter chatter on that and a little more intuitive.
I like it.
Along with that, because of that pit screen and how it runs, we do run the classes on schedule basically all the way down. So it's going to start with amateurs and pros and masters. Amateurs, masters, and ladies on one table. Masters, ladies, kids, table 1, amateurs on table 2 and 3, and those will run all the way through till we're done. When we switch to pros, I'll have 2 divisions on each table. They'll run all the way through. So 155s, when a 155 class is up, all those people need to be ready and in the pit. That whole class is going to run all the way till you win. It's not going to be, hey, we're stopping at top 4 for finals or anything like that. It's running all the way through. Now, I understand you're going to have some matches where you just got in a match and you have another match coming up. We'll give you a couple minutes, but you're getting a couple minutes. I mean, it's going to be part of the game. It is what it is. The game's going to go on. There's not going to be a 2-hour break until finals. We can't give the rest. The problem with that for me is people get cold and it's very hard to judge how long you're going to be on that rest and when that's coming up. So we're going to run it all the way through. The first one up might be the amateur, 155 class. It runs all the way through. We have a champion. The top 3, they get to go over. We'll have an awards table in the back. They go pick up their awards. We'll have a banner. They could take their picture, say their congrats and do all that, celebrate. They can have another match. If they have another division, they can wait for that. Otherwise, they can go get some food. They can go get a drink. They can after pull. They can do what they want. Their time's over. So
that's you talk to every arm wrestler. That's how they want it. So that's the right way to do it.
Yeah, well, I kind of took a page out of my kids' jiu-jitsu tournaments. That's kind of how they run it when they have a ton of kids in there, and they have like just an awards table set up. And I was like, you know what, this is really how I need to do it efficiency-wise, because in my eyes, nobody's trying to sit around and wait for an award ceremony. Nobody gives a shit. If anything, once they're done, they just want their award and they want to go home. They they want to drink, they want to do whatever they want to do. They're not trying to sit around just to it's not the Olympics, So
right.
We did it kind of last year where we were hunting them down and giving them their awards right afterwards, right? I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just going to make it easier, right? They're going to already be set out. There's an awards table. The people back there will have access. As soon as those 3 are done, they'll be able to go do that. It's good because we'll be able to get them all together, get the pictures done. I got a nice banner with the Strongest Badge logo on it or whatnot, so they can have some good stops. I'll have a tripod set up with a camera so I can get pictures of everyone, and then everybody can take what they want as well and rock and roll. So I think it's going to help the efficiency of the tournament.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to do it. I mean, that's it.
100%.
Yeah, I think we're going to be able to get through it. Even if we have 300 or 400 people, which is what I'm hoping for, we're going to get through it in 6 hours, regardless. It's going to run through, and I should be able to run it through on schedule. I plan to keep those tables relatively full. We may have to give the guys an extra minute or 2 at times towards the finals, but as long as those matches are popping through, I think when it's said and done, I'm pretty sure I can get the average down to about 1 match every 30 seconds. That's my goal. So
nice.
We'll see if I can
You ripped through it last year, so yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It went pretty well last year, but people were saying how late it went. And that's why I had to switch this up to a Friday night card, because the tournament really didn't run that bad. It's just having that main card start at 2 and run until 4 makes the rest of the tournament seem like it's running really late. When ultimately I ran through the pros last year in 3 hours,
Yeah, it was, 4 hours and 3 hours? The super matches took longer than the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, it took
Yeah, actually. I think so, yeah. If I remember that right.
So this way, it puts an event Friday night, builds some excitement for the tournament, right? We don't really have to rush through them. If it takes a couple hours, that's great. But then the next day, it can be all about wham, bam, let's do this tournament. Let's see who these winners are. And let's party and hang out and do the family thing that arm wrestling's been known for years that I feel like we're getting away from. There's so many tournaments now. Everybody's doing them, and it's like in and out. Okay, the tournament's over. Let's go. We're out of here. We're done. On to the next one. And so many people wait for these after pulls, man. They wait. There used to be like a family thing where you got to see people and hang out and talk and discuss stuff and what did you work on and how you been. I mean, you're seeing all these same people from across the country, and I just want to have some time to hang out and see them and kind of bring back the old school feel of, family that we got in this weird ass sport that we're in, So,
yeah.
Weird for sure.
Pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of crazy characters, but it's gonna be cool to get them together. So, I am running 3 tables. They're gonna be all combat arm sports tables. However, I did get elbow pads from Arm Assassins, so it's kind of a hybrid pad between the combat arm sports and the Mazurenkos, right? So it's not just a block of wood. But it's also not a ball of cotton. Okay, so they're kind of still rigid, but somewhat padded. And then all brand new elbow pads, so nobody's getting beat up pads when they're going in there on their table. Everybody will have the exact same pads going in.
Nice touch.
Tables, I can't believe I even have to mention this, but obviously we will bolt down the tables on a solid piece of wood. And there will be risers available for people that need the risers. All that stuff is actually there. Chalk, normal things. Again, I don't know why I have to say that, but you do see some of these events pop up without it.
I am so over watching these professional matches, and the table is just flying all over the fucking place. Dude, what are we doing?
Yeah,
I mean, so simple, but yet so important. And it's like, how do they get one thing? They got all this right, and then they get that wrong, and
yeah,
it sounds harsh, but it just ruins it for me. It's like
I watched the Austin Wade versus Mika Savarbidze, whatever his name is, match. Dude, I was losing my mind watching that table almost fall over. I was like, God.
And with those guys, it's like, right? You need that bolted down. I mean, you know how.
Yeah, because I mean, even people at my level. I mean, how hard are we pulling off of that table? We're levering off it.
Yeah, I
using all kinds of leverage off of the table. Yeah,
I mean, we're bolted down at practice, so you don't even realize it.
My pressure goes from, because I've pulled on a table that's sliding. Your pressure goes from 100 to 50 as soon as it moves because you've lost your lever. It's like, okay, there goes my pen. It's like. Drives me crazy.
Yeah, so we'll be all intact.
That's good.
Double elimination brackets, obviously. We will do a rules meeting at 11 a.m. So that's before the pros even have to get there to sign up. I do understand that. I'm not going to do a second rules meeting. If the pros need it, they can come at 11 a.m. for the rules meeting. Otherwise, we are going to be rolling straight through after that through the bracket. The kids, amateur, ladies classes, there's going to be a bracket check at 11:30 a.m. So basically in the pit, on the pit screen, I'll be able to pull up all of the entries. So you'll be able to see your division and your name and everybody in there. So instead of me having to go through and read them off on the mic and read your name and hope that you're listening to me at the time, you are going to need to be there at 11:30 so you can go to the pit, go to the screen, make sure that your name is in there and let me know, because once we start, if you're not in that bracket, there's not going to be a way to put you back in it, and we're not going to be able to go back and fix it. The way this system runs, we can fix it beforehand. But afterwards, you're going to be out of luck. So it will be easier because it'll just be visual. We'll do it one at a time for the different divisions, so it's real easy to look at. Just make sure your name's in the right division. You're in there. If there's any problems, we'll get you added. That way when we start the divisions, everything runs correct. After that, you'll see everything on screen, so you're going to know when you're coming up and who you're facing and everything as it's going. It's very easy once it's going. Last year, I had matches going on, and I hadn't even entered in the winner from the match previously. That's how quick those tables were running sometimes, because people know that they're up next, and as soon as that's off, they can get up there and get going. And that's how I'd appreciate it if it goes, because the quicker we go, the quicker we're out, and we need to get through it. So
that was probably, man, if I had to pick something off the top of my head, like the best thing that was different about that than any other tournament I've been to was having them damn screens and knowing, here I come, 3, 2, okay, they're going to pull, then I'm up. I can go piss if I need to. I can go get a drink, or I can, whatever. You just know.
You know what's going on.
Man, it's so nice. It's so simple. It doesn't sound like much, but it was awful nice.
Yeah, it is a big deal. So
are you gonna have the classes? Remember how in Kansas City where all the one class was together up on stage? Is it going to be anything like that?
It should be, because there's going to be a pit over there, right? That's like, I guess it'll end up being about 12 by 6 or 15 by 6 or so, that we'll have roped off to the side coming up on a stage where everybody could be there with the one big TV, right?
Okay.
That's where everybody should be for all the divisions that are running at the time. So
Okay.
it might get a little hectic in there at the time, but just hopefully people are lined up and know where they're going. You can see what order you're in, so it's really, I mean, they know what's going on. It's a puller's dream, you know.
Yeah.
See it all.
It is.
But yeah, we do the kids, amateur, ladies, and masters at 11:30. The pros don't have to do that until 2 o'clock. So the pro bracket check is at 2 o'clock. So they don't necessarily have to sit around and wait and watch all those amateurs if they don't want. They don't even need to get checked in until 1. But they do need to be there at 2 because I need all the pullers there to make sure that bracket's right, because that's the only way to guarantee your spot. I can't get you in if you didn't look at the list originally, right? So,
all right. What about the awards? Is there anything cool?
Yep, I hope so. I got it all right here to show a little bit of what's going on. So
let's see them.
Real quick before I pull these out, the order that we're gonna run these is right now, and I could change these times up a little if I figure out brackets changing and how many are in there. But generally, kids are going to run first on table 1 at noon, and then it's going to follow that with the ladies and the masters left, and then we'll flip that over to right. And then after that, the amateurs will run the 154 class. On table 2, it'll start with the amateur heavies and go to super heavies, and then on table 3 will be the amateur lightweight guys and middleweight guys, right? So
are you gonna have the tables marked?
Yeah, it's the strongest badge table, so all of them are marked. Table 1, 2, 3.
You can see it from the crowd.
Yeah, you can see it from the crowd. You can see it from the back, front, everywhere, man. They're on the tables, so
nice.
Pretty easy to find.
Important. Very important.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there'll be red, white, and blue on the tables. All of them branded the same, right? Just the different colors. Table 1, 2, 3. So you're good there.
What about declaring a winner? I see a problem at the tournament. You know, especially 3 tables. Table 3, table 1, they both get a winner at the same time. How can you streamline a notification of a winner? I mean, other than you visually seeing it, you know, we're always like, hey, go tell so and so you won. Hey, what's your name? Hey, John Bob won on table 2.
I think that's where me and Tony are going to come in.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I do have guys basically attached to a table behind me, so they're keeping up with a little extra information that's going on when they're coming off, right? Now in this situation, they are kind of leveled out to where they all kind of have to get filtered one way coming off. So it should be relatively easy to catch them, but I do have a couple extra sets of eyes that pick out those people and make sure that I'm getting those winners put in when I need to. I am working on a system that I need to test to see if it's even plausible, where like the down ref could have a device and actually tell me who won too. I'm just not sure if that's actually going to save me any time or not. It almost seems like
you could do.
It almost seems like it's just a little too much.
You could copy Zloty. They had the name tag that they wore around their wrist or their neck or wherever they wanted to keep it, and the down ref would scan a barcode, which would skew, you know, just a simple program that when the gun receives the barcode, it counts as a winner.
I guess my 2 cents on the topic would be don't make the refs do anything other than reffing, especially at a tournament that's moving that fast.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think if you had a touch screen, like if you were filtering traffic right to left and you had a touch screen where they're coming down the stairs and you had the 3 tables and like you had 2 names with a checkbox, you like the 2 competitors as they walk down, one of them could check the winner. And at that point, it's the honor system. But
yeah, you definitely couldn't do that, but you could have maybe somebody manning that system, right?
Well,
somebody just checking and grabbing them on the way off.
The down ref has plenty of time and nothing else to do once the match is over, he could scan or he could hit a button or something. I mean,
here's the thing though. I'm only like 4 feet away from these people, right? So I
and I'm just thinking
get,
about the ref fatigue at hour 5.
That's definitely an issue. Definitely an issue, right? And here's the thing: they had these scanners at the USAF Nats, and I get the system. I played with the idea of scanners before, and ID cards and badges and all of that. And like I said, I really feel that it's not necessary. It would definitely be necessary in one of those situations, like when you saw the 1600 pullers and the 16, 18 tables, right? When it's like just this enormous, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, of course you need that, right? Because you can't have enough people watching those tables. But we're talking 3 tables, man. I mean, I get it. It's not 1 table. It's a lot going on, but it's still 3 tables. When I'm adding to where I got to print out cards, everybody has to have a card, and now they got to scan it. There's these extra steps that I really don't think I need. The biggest thing is having those 2 extra people to just give me the extra set of eyes.
Yeah, no, that sounds like that solves. I mean, yeah, even 1 extra set of eyes, I think, would be plenty. But having 2, you'll be good.
Yeah, because then you're just catching them when they get off to be like, winner, hey, winner, winner, winner. And they're able to remember it, right? I also run my own bracket system, so I have a dashboard on the system where I'm able to enter in every single table on one screen. I'm not flipping through different things. So it's just a matter of keeping the information that's coming from all the tables. So that's where the extra people help as well. If table 1 has a winner and then table 2 is right afterwards and table 3 is right afterwards, I might only enter 1, but at least these guys have the other 2 winners for me, right? And then I'm able to keep that going. It worked really well last time. I think this time, without having to have them run out and find people for their awards, will be even better. And I don't know, man. I think I kept the tables pretty full last time. I don't think that's...
Oh, yeah.
That is, without a doubt, the best tournament I've been to. So, yes.
Yeah. So hopefully I can make it even better, because I really do plan for this one to be quite a bit more efficient than the last one. So I really do feel like I've filled in a lot of the holes that I had and fixed a lot of the mistakes that happened last time. So, yeah, I'm thinking.
Does your system, like your bracket system, at all require the internet, or
no?
Cool. Okay, that's the only hiccup I can think of.
So my waiver system does. Right, the waiver system does because it's online. That requires the internet. So, yes, in that extent. But once I get the information from the waivers and import it into my system, the bracket system itself, which they are correlated, but the bracket system itself does not need the internet.
Yeah, as long as it runs locally. Like if you have a cache of files on your local system, so if you lose internet at the venue, we're still running just fine.
Yep, power would suck because I'm on an all-in-one, not on a laptop. So it would be probably better if I had like a UPS type deal, which I don't. Because if the power went off, it would shut the entire system down. I wouldn't just be on backup power. But I do have a backup on the program to an extent. That would just cause an issue.
Does the hotel have good Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I have a dedicated line for me. As far as like what the people will have access to, I don't know how good that is because I didn't test it. But the one that
I meant for the live stream.
Yeah, for the stream, we'll be legit, no problem.
Okay, because that's another problem. You watch some live streams and they're unwatchable because.
Yeah, but you've seen my streams, man. I don't have those issues anymore.
No, I know. I was just asking.
I did there for a while, but that was more of a settings issue. Not an internet issue.
Okay.
But I got that fixed up. This one's going to be fine. Both streams for the main card on Friday I'm going to run. That'll run free, armfighter.com. And then also the tournament free, armfighter.com as well. So I'm not sure still if I'm going to do that on the Armfighter channel or High Dollar. I think I'm leaning towards putting it on Armfighter and just doing everything arm wrestling on that channel from now. But I did toy with maybe keeping the live streams on High Dollar. I'm not sure which more important right now, either building that one up or being able to get the super chat money during the stream. So I'll have to figure that one out.
Yeah, you got somebody handling the chat and all that stuff.
Well, hopefully those guys that I mentioned before will be able to do a little, and we'll have people filtering in, and I'm on that main table, so I'll be able to run kind of all of it as well. Hopefully, I got staff, so hopefully we can put it all together in that. I don't see an issue. I mean, I didn't really have to mess with the live stream too much last time. They took care of it pretty well. I know JT did a good job. He doesn't want to do it this time. He wants to have a little more fun, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But I definitely got Tim involved and Robert, I think, so we'll be all right.
I'm sure Pat will handle some of it.
Yeah.
While the left hands are running, he ain't going to be doing anything.
He doesn't pull right hand either, does he? All right, so let's get to these awards I got coming in, right?
The awards.
So we updated the gladiators a little bit. Well, let me start with the kids. I do have kids awards. Somebody had sent out a message to me before. Kids don't cost anything to get in, and we will make the divisions on site. But basically, you'll have like a kids light, medium, and heavy division that'll basically be like a 0 to 6 ish, 7 to 9, 10 to 12, and then a 13 to 15. And just regular first, second, third medals. They have bands that say like champion, runner up, finisher, gold, silver, bronze, or whatnot. We do give out first, two, third for the kids, and we'll break them up, try to get them level. I am this year going to run in a kids open division, which all the kids are 15 and under. If you're 16, you're going to have to just go to amateurs. But I am going to run in open divisions for kids that actually train. It doesn't matter what they are, but kids kind of know what they're doing. We are going to upgrade that a little bit for their medals. This is like one of the bronze ones, but the original strongest badge medals from like strongest badge 2.
Cool.
So I had some of them. So we're going to do that for the kids open division and give them both left and right. If the smaller kids pull and they just want to test themselves against the older kids, as long as they kind of know what they're doing, we'll allow them in there and offer that division as well. So we do have that for the kids. Ladies, masters, and the amateurs will get the gladiator medals. And, man, these things are monstrous. I don't know if you could really figure that out, but I mean they're like 5 inches, man. They're super thick. You could probably like knock somebody out if you swung these. They're beautiful, man. Right. But this is the last year we're going to be able to do these unless I remake them. But I think I'm going to change the design next year. So this is going to be the last year to get that. That's ladies, masters, and the amateur classes, which are. Weight-wise, the Masters is 199 pound or 198, and then 199 plus. I took away the 176. I tried to break it into 3 last year. It didn't work out. There's just not enough guys coming in to do the Masters, so unfortunately, we're just gonna have to make the break at 199. So I apologize to the smaller Masters guys, but that's just how it's gonna have to be. And the ladies, the same thing. We don't get a huge ladies turnout. They are half price. I'm only charging half price for the ladies. But those weights are 143 and 144 plus. I'm just breaking it into those two. The amateur weights are the WAF classes. So the old school 154, 176, 198, 242, and 243 plus. And then the pro classes are a hybrid now. So it is 155, 172, 190, 210, and instead of 230, there will be a 242 class and 243 plus. And the reason I do that is that I just personally don't really like the 230 class. It didn't work out well for my event last year. You get a lot of guys that are in the 242 range that just don't want to make that cut and travel. And then they end up having to pull the supers because they're not making 230. Last year, I think I only had 4 guys in the 230 class, and there was like 18 guys in the supers. When I looked at the weights of it, 6 of those guys were 245 pounds or less. So I think it kind of splits it up a little better, and I just really like the 242 class. But at the same time, I really like the 190, 210 break. a lot better than that 198. So that's what we're going to roll with. Next year, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to add a 143-pound class or 138, but I'm leaning towards 143. And I'm pretty confident that I'm going to add that class next year, and that's going to be a full-fledged open class to where I do gladiators and everything. So I do think that the smaller guys are building up enough that we have enough of those guys that can make 143 that it splits that division up quite a bit. So that is something that's in plan for next year. But the updated gladiator.
I got Dylan Burns.
Yeah, right.
Shit.
The updated gladiator here is pretty much the same. I changed the base up for the rock, but if you notice, we got a little St. Louis emblem
Cardinals.
into the side on the 1, and then on the other side here, we got the 6 for the strongest badge 6. Used to it was painted here on the front, but that's what we got, man. These are
some beautiful ass trophies, Bill.
So
Where
they're
can I
all
buy
in.
one
They're
of
ready
those?
to go. You buy one July 22nd. They're $50 a chance, and you just got to be one of the strongest guys in the Midwest to take one home. That's it. That's all it takes.
Andrew, you're
It's a
shit out
piece
of
of
luck,
cake.
bud.
Count me out.
Piece of cake. Don't you have one
I'll
of
get
them
a
at
pho-
home,
I'll
Andrew?
get a photo of one.
I think
Billy
he's
can
got a
send me
couple of them.
photo of him.
Billy is coming, but I'm pretty sure I got a photo with you with a gladiator. So
There we go.
those are the
yeah, my
same
profile
size
picture.
gladiators, gold, silver, bronze for all of them. So it does run all the way through. They're just a different color, but top 3 will get one of the gladiators that we updated and kept going. On top of that, we run a team event. So instead of turning in a team sheet, which is normally how it's done, where you have to pick your team out, pick your best 10 arms or 20 arms or however many arms, you just register with your team when you weigh in. So when you weigh in, you register with your team. That's it. And then you're on that team. So if your team has 40 guys, then you got 40 guys on your team. And if your team has 2 guys, you got 2 guys on your team. What matters is if those guys finish 4th place or better. So you're going to get points based on 4th place or better. And it will tell me who won that way. I did it the other way before, and what happens is I spend 45 minutes after the tournament's over stressing out, going through papers, trying to figure out who goes where, who has what points, and it is a clusterfuck, and I don't like it whatsoever, and decided, you know what, they can tell me who won. So the way that that's going to happen is you guys are already registered to a team, so when you weigh in, make sure, and I'll have the registration reminding you to register with your team, but just make sure you're listing your team you train with. Even if you don't have a team, then it's Team U. List one, because you never know. We do top 3, and these trophies would look good in your gym, I think. I know I'm going to try to get one. But basically, here's your team champ. You're going to get a little strongest badge action. And we got 3 of these, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd for the top teams. Tell you what, we're going to be hard to beat because we're the best team in the Midwest, but there's a few teams that are going to want to argue that a little bit, right? Psycho Arm Sports out of KC, or out of Eudora, Kansas, around KC, is rolling in deep, and you got a team from Tennessee that's rolling in pretty deep as well, and now you got guys coming up from all over the place. So you never know what could happen in these, especially when everybody counts. Everybody gets a shot at these trophies, and I think it does change things a little bit when everybody is allowed to be on that team and you're not picking and choosing, because I don't know how many times I picked the wrong people for the team sheet, you know. And then end up not getting the win. So that's that. Other than that, we do have a couple sponsors that help out quite a bit. Obviously, Local 73, the firefighters themselves, the Firefighter Union of St. Louis, and the Missouri State Council of Firefighters. Both of them have been involved the whole time, basically since the beginning. Every year they help out just to keep this thing going, and I really appreciate them and what they do. 217, Brad Cook has been involved since the beginning. He will be down there taking pictures, so I obviously appreciate him. Primal Jerky, I don't know if you guys are familiar with them. They have a pretty good arm wrestling team down in Kansas as well that'll probably be shooting for one of those trophies, but they actually stepped in and sponsored for this event as well, and we'll have a booth at the event, so you'll be able to purchase some of that Primal Jerky, and if you haven't tried it, I tell you what, man, it really is probably the best jerky I've ever had. So definitely check that out. It's up there for me
too. Yeah, it's really good.
Really Tim Mouthy announcing. Tim Smith coming down, putting in his service for me to help out with the announcing on the super matches on Friday night, and then obviously the stream and some of the mic work on Saturday. So I do appreciate him as well, and linking me up with Steve Baldwin and Legacy Tables, who said he was going to provide a table for the raffle to help backstoppers out and go towards that. So we will have a table for auction, and he should have some tables, or at least a table or two to sell, I would assume. And he does do good work for cheap, so make sure if you're in the if you're looking for a table, you could probably reach out to him and pick it up there and save on shipping. So you might want to do that as well. Ammo Can Threads, a new clothing line started by Robert Lopez, who's actually going to have a booth set up as well, where he's selling one of his new Lady Liberty designs, and he's donating a few things to the auction as well. So I appreciate Ammo Can Threads. He'll be out there. Make sure to check out the booth and his designs and his shirts. My man JT, always helping out, and Matt Ellis as well. Both of those guys coming through to help sponsor this event as well. I appreciate
good dudes.
Them. Yeah. Other than that, man, the Strongest Badge 6 is coming up soon. We're only about 6 weeks out, I think. I really just urge people to get a room if they're going to stay down there to at least reserve and get into that block before June 20th, so that you don't miss that. At least get in on it. That way you can really enjoy the experience to the fullest. And other than that, man, there's not a lot of questions that I saw in the chat or anything. I don't think anybody seems too confused with anything. I hope that explained it. I know a lot of people don't understand the waiver stuff and all that, so hopefully this just leveled that out a little bit. And if you go to strongestbadge.com, I pretty much just ran through that on this whole show. So that's what's going on. If you go to strongestbadge.com, you can get to any of those links, all of those links, see what's going on, see the match changes and the schedule, what time you're coming on, how to get a room, how to contact me if you need it, anything like that. So I'm shooting for the best tournament that anybody's ever seen, but I've been doing that since the beginning, and I don't think I've succeeded. So hopefully this is the time I succeed. We'll find out.
Yeah, always drive forward, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Either way, I think it's
great changes.
One of the better ones in St. Louis for sure. This venue is beautiful, so I just can't wait to really get in here and enjoy the stress-free setup, hopefully. And I'm just hoping everything runs smooth and good. Obviously, I guess I don't have to say it. I will send my results to Ayers as well, so I don't know if anybody would worry about that, but obviously I talked to Corey, so that's never an issue. And that's that. I hope to see people at Live by Lowe's, St. Louis, Busch Stadium. It's definitely a St. Louis experience. It's not like going to Sunset Hills or O'Fallon or something like that, right? Like, this is St. Louis. That's what you're coming to. You're right next to the stadium, and you are downtown.
It's awesome down there. Yeah, it's fun down there.
So that's that. You guys got anything for me?
No, sir. I think you covered it all.
Got it covered, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'll be probably shooting out some more videos with some of these guys that are in these matches to get their thoughts as they're coming up and leading up to it. So just make sure if anybody has any questions to reach out to me directly or somebody that knows what's going on, and we'll take care of you. StrongestBadge.com, July 21st and 22nd of this year, St. Louis, Missouri. Hope to see y'all there. Later.
Oh yeah.
See you.
See you guys.